I'm Julie Beckham, the Financial Education Officer at Rockland Trust, and this is the No Shame in This Money Game's Mini Money Minutes. Why Mini Money Minutes? First of all, you're busy and you want your info fast. Secondly, who doesn't love many things? In fact, human beings love many things so much that our brains actually release dopamine when we see cute little things. For real, we actually derive satisfaction from many things because we see them as less threatening. So, if we're less threatened by many things, and many things can actually make us happy, what if we learn about money through Mini Money Minutes? Let's go. Today's bite-sized Mini Money Minute, assets. An asset is anything that has monetary value. So really, it's anything that can be bought, sold, or used as collateral. Collateral is an item of value that can be used to secure a loan. An asset is also just plain money. Many people think they don't have many assets until they start writing down all of the things they have, and then suddenly they realize they have so many assets that they might benefit from an estate plan. An estate plan? I don't have an estate, you might be thinking. I don't want to be argumentative, but if you have a few assets, then yeah, you do. And if you care about what happens to these assets when you die, your family might really appreciate an estate plan. But if you're behind the eight ball in getting this plan together, you're not alone. More than half of adult Americans don't know what they're going to do with their assets because they don't even have a will, the document that designates who gets your assets when you die. Since talking about money is uncomfortable and talking about death is even worse, the percentage of Americans who don't have a will hasn't wavered over the last 30 years, but what has changed is the amount of assets we all have. Why? There are these things called digital assets. What are digital assets? Digital assets are all of your belongings online. And guess what? We have a lot of our stuff or assets online. We're talking online-only bank accounts, small business websites, social media accounts, personal photos, cloud storing accounts, music storage accounts, credit card points, miles, cryptocurrency, NFTs, the list goes on. The average American has around $55,000 worth of digital assets, and they all become challenging or impossible to access if you don't record usernames, passwords, and if you don't document permissions to whom these assets belong after your death. Maybe if we all made a list of our assets, like we make a bucket list, the popular term for the fun things we want to do before we kick the bucket, we could move the needle on being a little more prepared for the inevitable, our death. Sorry, it's a downer, but it's true. Assets are fun to have, but they aren't fun to fight over, so listing them out and making a plan on what to do with them is the first step in this bigger thing called an estate plan. And not to go off on a tangent in this Mini Money Minute, but estate planning needs a rebranding. As it sounds now, it's like something that's just for the rich and famous, but spoiler alert, everybody dies. And most of us, if we're lucky, create some meaningful relationships and accumulate some stuff along the way. So we all need a plan on what happens when we die, not just the rich and famous. For those overachievers listening who would like a little bit more detail on what makes an estate plan and how to get started, go to episode 2 of the No Shame in This Money Game's Lawyers and Trusts and Wills, oh my. And speaking of the rich and famous, start making a list of your assets. It just might make you feel a little bit more rich and famous and is the first step to organizing your financial life, maybe one of the best gifts you can leave your family when you're gone. The No Shame in This Money Game podcast will return with some more bite-sized mini money minutes. Until then, keep listening and keep learning with Rockland Trust, member FDIC, the bank where each relationship matters because we want you to have a healthy relationship with money at any age.